Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, reproductive health. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the need for reproductive health problems and strategies, amniocentesis and its statutory ban, social impact of sex ratio, female feticide and infanticide, population explosion and birth control, medical termination of pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, infertility, assisted reproductive technology, detection of fetal disorders during early pregnancy. So what is reproductive health? Reproductive health represents a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs. So the definition given by WHO about reproductive health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity in all matters relating to the reproductive system and to its function and processes. So this is the definition given by WHO about the reproductive health. So it represents a society with people having physically, that is structurally and functionally normal reproductive organs. Healthy people have healthier babies. So the healthier babies are going to develop into healthier citizen and they are able to care their family and contribute more to the society and community. Hence, health is not a individual issue, it is a community issue. The reproductive system is a complex system which is controlled by the nervous system as well as the endocrine system. Hence, it is very important to take care necessary steps to protect it from the infectious diseases and injury. Need for reproductive health problems and strategies. In our society, there are many problems which are related to the reproductive health. So what are the problems we'll discuss now? One is population explosion. So the population of India is day by day increasing, and next is the lack of awareness, myths and misconception, illegal abortion and female feticide and sexually transmitted diseases. So these are the problems which are existed in the society. They are the population explosion, lack of awareness, myths and misconception, illegal abortion and female feticide and sexually transmitted diseases. India is among the first few countries in the world to initiate the family planning program. So India initiated the family planning program in the year 1951 and it is periodically monitored every decade. And this family planning program is renamed as reproductive and child health care. So the program is now popularly named as reproductive and child health care, that is RCH. Now we'll see the major tasks, that is the major functions carried out by these programs. So the first major task is creating awareness and providing medical assistance to build a healthy society. So what awareness we have to create among the people means, people are not aware about the sexually transmitted disease such as AIDS, And next is they are not aware about the availability of contraceptives. What is a contraceptive? Contraceptive is a device which prevent the pregnancy. So they are unaware about the, or they have lack of awareness about the availability of contraceptives. And next is they are having many false, that is belief or wrong ideas about the menstruation. And next is lack of awareness about the ART, that is assisted reproductive technology. So assisted reproductive technology is a technology which will be very helpful for the infertile couples, that is couples those who don't have children, they can opt for the ART technology, and many people are not aware about this technology. So this is the lack of awareness. So we have to create awareness and provide medical assistance to build a healthy society. The next task is the educating couples and those in the marriageable age groups about the available birth control methods and family planning norms. So we have to educate the couples and those who are in the marriageable age about the availability of different birth control methods and the family planning norms, because India population has been increased due to the lack of awareness about the birth control methods and also about the family planning norms. So we have to educate the couples about this. And next is creating awareness about the care for pregnant women, postnatal care of mother and child, and the importance of breastfeeding. So we have to create among the people that we have to care for the pregnant woman, because she is going to produce the healthier baby. So we have to take care for the pregnant women. Postnatal care means after delivery we have to take care of the mother as well as the newborn, and we have to create the importance of breastfeeding. So we have to create awareness about the importance of breastfeeding, because breastfeeding is very important, because the breast milk contains all the sufficient nutrition which is essential for the baby, and also it contains many antibodies which protects the baby from many infectious diseases. So this and all we have to create awareness among the people. Next is encouraging and supporting the governmental and non-governmental agencies to identify new methods or to improve upon the existing methods of the birth control. So we have to educate the public through the governmental and non-governmental agencies to identify new methods or to improve upon the existing methods of the birth control. So we have to, that is, give awareness to the public through this governmental and non-governmental agencies. And sex education should be important in the school curriculum. So for the adolescents, sex education should be a syllabus. They should be given proper awareness about the sex education. Next, through the audio, visual and print media, awareness should be given to the public. So these are the major tasks which are carried out by the RCH. So what are the main objectives of this healthcare program? Is to decrease the mortality rate of the mother as well as the newborn, and also to provide quality medical care to the public. Next we'll see about the amniocentesis and its statutory ban. What do you mean by statutory ban? Means in Tamil, சட்ட ரீதியான தடை. So what is amniocentesis means? Amniocentesis is a technique that involves taking a small sample of the amniotic fluid. We have already learned that the fetus is surrounded by the amniotic fluid. So here they are taking a small sample of the amniotic fluid that surrounds the fetus to diagnose for chromosomal abnormalities. So why this amniocentesis is done means, this fluid is taken from the, that is, mother to diagnose for chromosomal abnormalities. The amniotic fluid, it contains the cells which have been shed from the fetus. So if these cells are taken and seen under the microscope, we can able to find whether any genetical disease, that is chromosomal abnormalities, are there. So this technique is mainly to find out, that is to diagnose for the chromosomal abnormalities. Due to small family norms and the skewed choice. What do you mean by skewed choice? Means that is one side or partiality for a male child. So many are having the partiality of having a male child when compared to the female child, so that the female population is decreasing at an alarming rate. So due to this, that is one side choice for the male child, the female population has been decreasing at an alarming rate. Amniocentesis is a prenatal technique used to detect any chromosomal abnormalities in the fetus, and it is being often misused to determine the sex of the fetus. So once the sex of the fetus is known, there may be a chance of female feticide. Hence, a statutory ban on amniocentesis is imposed. So the main objective of amniocentesis is to find out any chromosomal abnormalities in the fetus. But many are misusing them. For example, some people may find out that is which baby, whether it is a male or female. If it is a female baby, means there is a chance of female feticide. What do you mean by female feticide? Means aborting the fetus. That is called as the female feticide. So due to this reasons, a statutory ban on amniocentesis has been imposed. Next we will see about the social impact of sex ratio, female feticide and infanticide. So what is sex ratio? Means it is the ratio of males to the ratio of females in a population. In India, the child ratio has decreased. That is over a decade from 927 to 919 female for every 1000 males. So for every 1000 males, the ratio is 927 to 919 female for every 1000 males. To correct this ratio, steps are needed to change the mindset and attitudes of people, because many people are having the favor of having the male child. So it has to be corrected, and we have to change the mindset and attitudes of people, especially in the young adults. Female feticide and infanticide is the manifestation of the gender discrimination in our society. So in our society there is more gender discrimination, because the male is considered as dominant and they are suppressing the female. So the female has been badly treated in many ways. In the earlier days, the olden days, they are not given proper nutrition, they are not given proper clothing, or they are not given proper education. So all the things have been favored to the male. So due to these reasons, there is a chance of female feticide and infanticide. So what do you mean by female feticide? Means female feticide refers to aborting the female in the mother's womb, whereas female infanticide is killing the female child after her birth. These have resulted in the imbalance in the sex ratio. So why there is an imbalance? That is, why the sex ratio of male is more and the sex ratio of female is less, means due to this gender discrimination. Because in the earlier days, female feticide and infanticide is more common. So female feticide means it refers to aborting the female in the mother's womb, whereas female infanticide means killing the female child after her birth. In UNDPS, that is GII 218, which means United Nations Developmental Programmes Gender Inequality Index, it reflects that India was ranked at 135 out of 187 countries due to the availability of very few economical opportunities to women as compared to men. So in India, the economic opportunities of women are very less when compared to men. So there are more gender discrimination in our society. In order to prevent the female feticide and infanticide, the government of India has taken various steps like PCPNDT Act, that means Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act, in the year 1994, enacted to ban the identification of sex and to prevent the use of prenatal diagnostic techniques for the selective abortion. So what is the main aim of this act means? This act banned the identification of sex, whether the fetus is male or female, and to prevent the use of prenatal diagnostic techniques for selective abortion. So many people are aborting the child. So that this technique mainly, that is, it bans the amniocentesis, that is the prenatal diagnostic technique. Various measures are taken by the government to ensure the survival, provision of better nutrition, education, protection and empowerment of girls by eliminating the differences in the sex ratio, infant mortality rate and improving their nutritional and educational status. So, in order to eliminate the differences in the sex ratio, infant mortality rate and improving the nutritional and educational status of women, the government has taken various measures. POCSO Act, that is the Prevention of Children from Sexual Offences, Sexual Harassment at Workplace, that is Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act, and the changes in the criminal law based on the recommendations of Justice Verma Committee in the year 2013 mainly aims at creating a safe and secure environment of both females and males. So the government has implemented various acts in order to prevent the social evils. In the next class, we will discuss about the population explosion and the birth control. Thank you.